The African National Congress in KwaZulu-Natal remains tight-lipped following the National Executive Committee's decision to reconfigure the Provincial Executive Committee. This development comes amid rising political tensions over key provincial matters. While the ANC's alliance partners in the province have welcomed the decision, they say that it still needs to be clarified. To unpack further, we are now joined by the KwaZulu-Natal SACP Secretary, Themba Mthembu. Baba Mthembu, very good morning to you. Thank you so much for making time for us. The SACP has raised concerns before around the provincial structure of the ANC in KZN. Do you think that the decision that has been taken by the NEC of the ANC is the right decision to try and stabilize the party and even try to improve its electoral performance?
Good morning, President, and good morning to the viewers of Newzroom. Thanks for the opportunity we are offered to explain ourselves. Yes, we have had a number of differences with the ANC in KwaZulu-Natal, and we are aware of the decision that has been taken by the NEC to reconfigure the PEC, that is the leadership of the ANC here in KwaZulu-Natal. Although we are not sure what do they mean by the reconfigure. That's why we prefer to wait until we know the details of that reconfiguration. But we hope that such reconfiguration needs to help in allaying our fears of a very deteriorating situation in KwaZulu-Natal.
Yeah. What is it that you'd want to see with the reconfiguration, considering that what is clear is, according to the Secretary General of the party, that reconfiguration also includes, quote, tampering with the leadership of the party in the province, meaning that some people who are chairpersons, for instance, Boniso Duma, may possibly be removed from that particular position, including Mr. Mtolo, who is the secretary of the party. Is that the right approach, do you think, to deal with the stabilizing of the province?
We think that we can leave that with the leadership of the African National Congress. But in principle, we'd like to have an outcome of the reconfiguration that will stabilize the politics of the ANC in KwaZulu-Natal and bring hope to the people of KwaZulu-Natal. That is, we've got an in principle a position. That's why we said we want to wait of what will be the outcome of that reconfiguration.
There have been some reports, I think in the Mail and Guardian as well, indicating that maybe what could take place is that we could see some NEC members, including the likes of Batabile Dlamini as well as Jeff Khadebe, being sent down to the provincial levels, whether it is in Gauteng or KwaZulu-Natal, to try and stabilize. Is that the right approach once again, considering that these are also, some would say, senior members of the party?
Looking at what have already happened in KwaZulu-Natal, maybe an intervention will be by the senior leadership will be a correct approach to this situation. So working with the senior leadership may help in addressing the situation that we are in the province.
Do you think that Mike Mabuyakulu would be able to do that?
Mike Mabuyakulu is quite a credible leader as far as we are concerned. We have worked with him quite well, so we are not going to have a problem.
Okay. And then comes this particular question, and this is now in relation to the conversations that happen beyond the reconfiguration, a possibility that looks at the provincial coalition government in KwaZulu-Natal. The ANC Secretary General is saying that whilst we do reconfigure, we are saying that the governments as currently made up must still remain as is. But when we spoke to the ANC's spokesperson, Mthembu, she also indicated that if there are anything else that may indicate a possibility or a necessity to reconfigure the government itself or the ANC's participation in that government, then that could then be placed on the table. As the SACP, if there is a possibility, what would you like to see?
Well, we have already stated our position on the government of provincial unity, which we don't think is a government of provincial unity. There have been some selective multi-party coalition that we are seeing. We are still want to engage and a leadership that is going to emerge out of this reconfiguration on what we'd like to see happening to stabilize the situation in KwaZulu-Natal. But we will prefer a very inclusive approach to this question.
Yeah. Does that mean that the SACP in the province, like what we've seen being uttered at a national level, that whatever reconfiguration of the government itself, that it must not include the Democratic Alliance?
If it is a government of national unity, and we are saying it have to be inclusive, it have to be inclusive. But we have a position as the party not to work with the DA.
And you'd like to see that happen at the provincial level as well?
Yeah, we will be happy to see that happening.
Why do you make that particular point? Why is it that you're making that position? I'm now speaking from a provincial level.
Yes, we are saying that in principle, that is what we would like to see. But in politics, you cannot guarantee that what you want is what is going to happen. If it is a government of provincial unity, that's why it has to be totally inclusive. That is what we are saying. I hope you understand what I mean.
Total inclusivity would mean including other political parties like the Democratic Alliance?
If it is a total inclusivity, it involves all parties in government. But we are saying we are not happy to work with the DA. That is what we are saying.
Is the MK party a possible political party candidate to go into a coalition government with in KwaZulu-Natal?
Yeah, we have already said that leaving out, if you're doing a government of national, of provincial unity, and you are leaving almost half of the electorate outside, it doesn't make sense.
Okay, let's quickly ask you about this coalition of various political formations coming out to unite to try and save Itala Bank. How do you think that Itala could be saved? And also the allegations that have been made against the administrator in relation to the works of Itala Bank?
Yes, we are not very happy with the development that are happening around Itala. In fact, we are of a strong belief that the big banks have always looking at the customer base that Itala have, and we're very interested to capture that. So what is happening right now may be interpreted according to what the big banks would like to see the capture of Itala by the big banks. Besides that, there have been a lot of corruption happening at Itala, and we have been making a lot of noise around that, asking the government to take action on the corruption that have been happening in Itala. particularly the political elite assisting themselves, feeding themselves out of the deposit of the poor people of KwaZulu-Natal at Itala. Same thing as we have seen in the DBS.
Okay, thank you so much for your time. Themba Mthembu is the SACP KwaZulu-Natal secretary there, following that meeting that they had with the alliance partners, being led, of course, by the ANC, and this call by the ANC NEC, the decision rather, to reconfigure the provincial leadership in KwaZulu-Natal.